Hey guys, it is Heather and I am here today making my sea kelp soap. I have made melt and pour toppers in mermaid tails and ship's wheels and anchors. They're painted with mica and made with shea butter melt and pour. The fragrance, like I said, is sea kelp. I don't know what I'm going to name it, the final name, but that's the fragrance oil. This is lovely. It is a fragrance that can be masculine or feminine. It is clean, a little sweet, definitely ozone-y. I love it. I am using in color Shimmer Gold, Tropical Teal, Deep Ocean Blue. I'm using goat's milk and titanium dioxide, and I think I may use a little Snowflake Sparkle and Solar Storm glitter. I'm not sure if I'm going to pipe anything on the top yet, or if I'm just going to make it sort of a wavy design. We'll see when it gets close. I'm using my regular recipe with Kaolin Clay. I have sodium lactate in my lye water. And I think that's it to let you guys know what's going on. Next up is to blend in some of this Kaolin Clay because it's sort of sunk to the bottom. Pour the lye water in. I'm going to pour it down the stick blender. I don't always do that, but I actually already what is the word I'm looking for here? I've already strained my lye water, so that's done. And if you guys can probably tell, I am in a different location technically than usual because I am redoing my soaping room. So this is my kitchen today. Everything has been bleached down. I used alcohol to spray everything down, and of course I always do that with my soaping equipment. So let's see, next up, let's blend this and then we will add our cream and our fragrance. Add in my cream, or my goat's milk, sorry. I'm really excited right now, you guys, because I have an event coming up at the Sam Davis home tomorrow. It is called Days on the Farm. I believe this time it's Heritage Days. In the fall it's in the spring it's Days on the Farm. In the fall it's Heritage Days. But they have a bunch of schools come for field trips, and I get to talk about the history of soap making. And if you guys would be interested in hearing about the history of soap making or me doing a video on it, put it in the comments or shoot me an email or message me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. It's all at H&ANDP Artistry. And don't forget, I always forget to ask you guys, click the little subscribe button, click the little bell, I don't know which side it's on, to get reminders whenever I post a new video. I usually post them on Fridays, but I sometimes do extras on Wednesdays. I am using a slab mold today. It's a Crafter's Choice slab mold. I really like it because it has dividers pre-marked out, so it makes it easier to measure your bars and know that you're getting exactly the right shape. All right, now let me divide this out. Oh, I want to put my titanium dioxide in first. I knew I was forgetting something. I want this base to be really, really white. I was debating on putting the fragrance oil in now or later. It's not supposed to accelerate, so I'm going to go ahead and put it in. I love this fragrance oil. I'm going to be making bath bombs in it. I need to look it up and see if I can use it to make lotion because, boy, it is really just one of these. It wakes you up but relaxes you at the same time. And it's just so nice and clean smelling. I really love it. Nice and mixed in. Now when I do this, I'm going to do the bottom in a shimmer gold. Then I'm going to do a mixture, like an in the pot sort of mixture of the blue and white, of the two different color blues and the white. But I'm also keeping a little bit of the white aside so that I can use it on the top as well. Okay guys, that is all mixed up. And I have to say, this really is sparkly. Normally when you put a mica into your batter, that sparkle you would get if it were a clear melt and pour or even a white melt and pour is just gone. But this one, you can see the sparkle. I'm impressed, genuinely so. Okay, now I'm going to move my white out of the way for a second, and I'm going to drop in my turquoise. And then my blue. And then a little bit of white. Let me mix it up. Let me add my white, just a tiny, tiny bit. And then the remainder of the turquoise. I'm just keeping a tiny bit in the container for just in case I need it. And the rest of the blue. And I'll do the same thing. I'll just keep a tiny bit in the container just in case I need it. And then more white. And I'm keeping more white in the container than any of the other colors because I want it to be the waves crashing. Okay. Now here is my Crafter's Choice mold. Like I said, I really love this mold. Okay. First thing I'm going to pour is this beautiful gold, which hopefully will look like sand. I am back, and I was thinking about using my popsicle sticks, but I think that makes the divots too big. So I'm going to test out the spoon first, and then see about going from there. Now, for some reason, some of my colors have thickened up faster than others, and usually it's titanium dioxide. If I do anything with TD, it will definitely speed up the trace process pretty fast, right? But in this instance, it's not the titanium dioxide, because I have titanium dioxide in my piping tip because I was going to add some waves with this really cool new piping tip. It's a Russian piping tip, but as you can see, it's just super liquid. So it's not even remotely set up in order to be able to wave this out the way I want to. And I don't want to leave like super big holes in my soap. I just want it to be pretty. Okay, there we go. Now it looks like we have waves. I'm really sad that my piping is not set up. That genuinely upsets me. But I may save it and then just pipe the edges of the tails. Now I want to angle these in because I do want it to look like it's coming out of the water, not just laying on top of it. But I have to make sure that it's in the lines to cut. There we go. I got new gloves, and these, oddly enough, the fingertip parts are longer than any other pair of gloves that I have gotten ever. There we go. Of them, I have anchors, and I have ship's wheels. Let me see, let's put this one here. Okay, now I'm going to take off my gloves so that I can sprinkle the glitter. Now I'm doing two different types of glitter, a Snowflake Sparkle and a Solar Storm. And this is going to be very light because I just want it to look like the sun is glinting off of the water. And you have to be very careful if you use Snowflake Sparkle because this stuff is super, super fine. And it will float in the air and it will attach to anything and everything you have. So just be careful. And it's a mica, not a glitter, so it doesn't technically leave you sparkly when you bathe with it. It just adds a really nice shimmer to the soap. And I want it more on the mermaid ones than I do the ones with the ship's wheels and the anchors. Okay, and then the Solar Storm, I really want to just lightly sprinkle that. And I want it more on the ship ones. And I'm going to do one more spritz of alcohol. And now I will let this sit. I will probably let this saponify and set up for probably 48 to 72 hours, just because when it's in containers in molds like this, the flexible silicone molds, they take longer to set up than a wooden mold would. So I will leave this. I will post some pictures on Facebook, and 4 to 6 weeks it will be ready. If it's ready now when I put this up, I will put a link to it in the H&P Artistry shop. Again, don't forget to subscribe. I will be back with the cutting. Hey guys, I am so sorry that I did not get a video of the cutting of the soap, but I showed you some pictures so that you can see I eventually was able to pipe the frothy parts of the waves over the tips and bases of the mermaid tails. So if you liked it, this is Heather from H&P Artistry wishing you luck, love, and a great day. Bye guys.